Sibingelele sikwamukele indaba enze ihora lokuqala emini. Sibingelele nakuwe osibuka ohlelweni lwethu olusha lezokusakaza iDTT. Lezi ndaba nizethulelwa uSakhiwo ngokwasokhela naze ezinohlonze emini nje.
You cannot safely tell this court that he remained in Gauteng until he passed the learner's license.
Ummeli womsolo oqala ecaleni lokubulawa kaSenzo Meyiwa uadvocate uThulani Mngomezulu uthi incwazi zokushayela ezenziwa umsolo oqala ngo2014 azihlangene nokubulawa kaMeyiwa.
Ingxaki yobugebengu ikhona apha la eXeberha nasendaweni ezininzi apha eMzantsi Afrika.
Umengameli we-ANC uCyril Ramaphosa uthi yize zikhona izingqinamba iqembu elibhekene nazo kodwa lizophumelela mhla zingama-29 kuNhlaba uma sekuvotwa. Ummeli womsolo oqala ecaleni lokubulawa kaSenzo Meyiwa uadvocate uThulani Mngomezulu uthi izincwadi zokushayela ezenziwa umsolo oqala ngo2014 azihlangene nokubulawa kaMeyiwa. Umngomezulu uthi abukho ubufakazi obunesisindo obubonisa ukuthi umuzi Sibiya wabe seGauteng ngobusuku okwasocongwa ngabo uMeyiwa. Leli cala hlele enkantolo ephakeme esePitoli.
Umsolo oqala umuzi Sibiya uthi wabe ngekho eGauteng phakathi ka2013 no2015 kepha uChristopher Mahlowo ngufakazi wombuso uyachitha lokho ngelithi ngo2014 uSibiya wabhalisela ukwenza izincwadi zokushayela eBrakpan naseBoksburg. Umngomezulu uthi abukho ubufakazi bokuthi uSibiya wahlala eGauteng waze waphumelela izincwadi zokushayela.
But within that period that we have just demonstrated, you cannot safely tell this court that he remained in Gauteng until he passed the learner's license. You cannot say that to this court.
My Lord, in my evidence in chief, I only indicated on the day that he was at the driving license testing center.
Bezwalokho uthi ke uSibiya wasebenzisa ikheli lesikhashana ebhalisela izincwadi zokushayela.
Address that knows Sibiya when he made that application. He used a domicile of choice, the origin where it is not his permanent address.
But that's not what the Act says. The Act says it must be your area of jurisdiction that you permanently reside.
Ujobelela ngokuthi wabuyela emahlabathini emva kokuthi engaphumelelanga ngehlandla lokuqala enza izincwadi zokushayela.
My instruction is that on the 22nd, when he came for the first bookings, he returned back home. You can't dispute that. After the bookings, when he came to Brakpan and Boksburg, after those bookings, he returned back to Wamahlabatin. You can't dispute that.
My Lord, those are his vision. It's not my vision.
Beka inkantolo ephakeme esePitoli.
Umsolo wesine ecaleni lokunyamalala kaJocelyn Smith oneminyaka eyisithupha ubudala uzovela enkantolo yeMantshi yaseFrendenburg esifundazweni Western Cape mhla zi-13 kuNhlaba. uLaurentia Lombardo oneminyaka engama-32 ubudala usagciniwe esitokisini njengoba elaxaze isicelo sakhe sebheyili ngesikhathi evele okwesibili enkantolo namhlanje kuseni. uJocelyn ongumfundi webanga lokuqala akakatholakali namanje. Wanyamalala ekhaya lakhe eSaldanha Bay esikhathini esingaphe kwenyanga. Umama wakhe uKelly Smith kanye nasolana bababili nabo balaxaze izicelo zebheyili kanti ke basagqunyiwe esitokisini kuze kube bavele enkantolo ngoNhlaba.
We can confirm that Ms. Laurentia Lombard did appear in court this morning. Her appearance was for bail information, but she has indicated to her lawyers that she's abandoning her right to apply for bail at this stage. And the case has been postponed to the 13th of May for her to join the other 3 accused and for further investigation. If she does apply for bail, we will oppose bail because it's a Schedule 6 case, and we don't think it's in the interest of justice for her to be released on bail.
Obeyinhloko yezomthetho enkampanini Steinhoff Ostean Grobler udedelwe ngebheyile inkulungwane eziyi150 zamarandi enkantolo ekhethekile zobugebengu namhlanje. uGrobler uchithe impela sonto yonke egqunywe estoksini emva kosuku nje owabe eyisikhulu esiphezulu kule nkampani uMarcus Jooste ezibulele. Imbandela yebheyili yakhe ifaka phakathi ukuthi angaphumi esifundazweni eGauteng aphinda adluliseleke kwabomthetho izibhamu zakhe ezimbili. Phezukwalokho kufanele anikele estation samaphoyisa saseBrooklyn ayobika njalo ngomsombuluko nangolwesihlanu. Icala kulindeleke ukuthi liqhubeke mhla zingama26 kuNhlangulana nonyaka. Umengameli we-ANC uCyril Ramaphosa uthi yize zikhona ingqinamba iqembu elibhekene nazo kodwa lizophumelela mhla zingama29 kuNhlaba uma sekuvotwa. Ngesikhathi ekhankasa eGqeberha umengameli we-ANC uveza ukuthi luzohamba kahle ukhetho futhi uyethemba nekhomishani yengamele ukhetho iIEC.
Umongameli we-ANC uCyril Ramaphosa uye watshalela inkonzo yamachechi kulokisha kwaZakhele nalapho abakhuthaze ngokuvotela iqala lakhe le-ANC. Kwaye baphinde bathandazele kubekho uxolo nemvisiswano kwelelizwe. Emva koko uye waphinda watshalela icawa yomoya i-Empowerment Center eseStrondale. Nalapho uye wamkelwa ngezandla ezishushu. Ramaphosa uthe uselenqalabo ngezinga eliphezulu lolwaphulo mthetho kule ngingqi yaseNelson Mandela.
Ingxaki yobugebengu ikhona apha la eGqeberha nasendaweni ezininzi apha eMzantsi Afrika. Iyona esisebenzayo esijonge kakuhle futhi si enze ukuthi inani lamapolisa silikhuphule nge-30,000.
Namalungu eliqela athi aseza kuqhubeka phambili evotela eliqela.
Isizathu ndithanda iANC ndibona uba sikhululekile ngokuva kwabazali bami ngokubona kwam. Ngeli xesha ndandisesikolweni mna ndandingabhatali school fees, ndandisitya kusasa ndiphinde nditye nangelunch.
ANC ndithanda ukuthi amathuba amanintsi wavulile for thina singomama ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi nathi sifumane imivuzo efanayo namadoda, sikwazi ukuthi nathi sifumane imisebenzi efanayo.
Le nkokheli iza kuphinda igayele inkxaso yeANC nakumanye amaphondo. Kwaye aphinde aye nakwicawa iZCC eseMoria kwiphondo laseLimpopo kwiveki ezayo. Ndinguzolani Moya wendaba ze-SABC iseGqeberha kwiphondo leMpuma Koloni.
iDemocratic Alliance namhlanje yethule uhlu lwabantu abagaqele isihlalo eParliamente kanti futhi ikubeke kwacaca ukuthi kulandelwe yonke imigudu efanele ngesikhathi kuhlungwa amalungu.
Today to introduce to you some of the new faces that will be joining our parliamentary and legislative caucuses around the country.
Kubo bonke abakhethiwe kuqinisekisiwe ukuthi akukho ukwenzelela kanye nokukhetha iphela emasini.
These that will appear before you today and those who are not here today but on our list are united by a shared belief in the DA's founding principles of non-racialism, a social market economy, a capable state free of corruption and cadre deployment, and respect for the Constitution and the rule of law. Among them, we have corruption busters, subject matter experts, specialists, and a series of high-performing and accomplished mayors, members of maycos and mayoral committees, and councillors.
Abasohlwini bangamalungu avela ezindaweni ezahlukene futhi bayayazi imithetho yeqembu kanye nokusebenza kwalo.
These new candidates are diverse in race and gender and skill and come from a variety of different backgrounds and professional careers. No other party in the country boasts, I believe, the diversity of candidates that the DA offers South Africa.
uStenhazen uthi DA kulungele ukusebenzela izakhamuzi zakuleli emva kokhetho lukazwelonke.
Mbuyeli sathi qu eyitolo kanti masibuya sizokuphathela uWT.
Well, we have identified 6 power stations that requires urgent and immediate attention because they are likely going to give us the best return.
Ungqongqoshe zendaba ke zogesi uDokotela uHosiye Ntsura Mogopa uthi iEskom isihlonzile ke iziphehli zogesi ezizodinga ukunakekelwa ukuze zikwazi ukwenyusa umthamo wamandla ogesi. Bukeli sikubingelele sikwamukela uma ngabe usanda ngena odabeni oluhambe phambili besibike ukuthi ummeli womsolo wokuqala ecaleni lokubulawa kaSenzo Meyiwa uAdvocate uThulani Mngomezulu uthi izincwadi zokushayela ezenziwa umsolo wokuqala ngo2014 asihlangene nokubulawa kaMeyiwa. Mbukela sikhumbuza ukuthi lezi indaba zikhona ku YouTube na ku SABC Plus ngena kuzo uzicinge ngamagama athi SABC izindaba na kanjani uzozithola. Ungqongqoshe izindaba zogesi uDokotela uHosiye Ntsura Mogopa uthi iEskom isizihlonzile iziphehli zogesi ezizodinga ukunakekelwa ukuze zikwazi ukwenyusa umthamo wamandla ogesi okuzokwenza ukuthi lehle nezinga lokucisha konga kogesi ezweni.
Ngokusho kukaNgqongqoshe Mogopa zingaphezulu kweinhlanu iziphehli zeinjini zogesi okuzofanele ihlelwe kabusha ezokwazi ukwelekelela lezo kumanje ikhiqiza ugesi kuzwelonke.
We have identified 6 power stations that requires urgent and immediate attention because they are likely going to give us the best returns. And amongst them, Tutuka, Kendal, Kusile, Majuba are those that we think that will receive the best returns. But I must emphasize that this arrangement is across the entire fleet of Eskom and not just isolated to particular stations, but there are these stations that essentially over a period of time they've come across as being problematic and therefore they require added attention.
Obhekele ukusebenza kwemishini emikhulu yezinjini zogesi eziteshini zonke zakwaEskom ubheka inxumalo. Ubheke ukuthi izinyangeni ezimbili kusukela manje aqalisa uhlelo oluzobhekana ngqo neziteshi ezimbili ezinkulu zakwaEskom ezokwazi ukufula umthamo wamandla ogesi odingekayo.
The 2 stations that has not improved as we have expected is Kendal and Tutuga, but we understand why. Let me start with Tutuga. There, I think the work that we have to do now, we are starting now to commission those units at Tutuga. So in the next 2 months, we are going through major commissioning period. So we expect that Tutuga will start then performing much better than what has happened.
Okwamanje ukucisha konga kogesi kusamisiwe. Kuzoqala ngehora lesine ntambama kuze kuba ihora lesihlanu ekseni ngolwesibili nokuzobe kuqhutshwa ngokwesigaba sesibili.
ISanral ithi uhlelo luka 20 billion amarandi lokulungisa uN2 Wild Coast Road Eastern Cape luhlomulisa amalungu omphakathi angaphezulu kwenkulungwane ezintathu kanti abanye bathole nokuqeqeshwa ngamakhono ehlukene.
Iprojekthi yolwakhiwo lendlela uN2 Wild Coast iquka nokwakhiwa kweblorho umsikaba neza kuba yeyona inde eAfrika xa seiqityiwe. Umsebenzi osele wenziwe kule blorho ungange 80% nobude bayo obuyi-86.2 meters. Kulindeleke ukuba ubude bayo bube ziimitha ezi-126.7. Le project idale amathuba amaninzi.
The value of the current project is estimated, all the projects put together, to be about 21 billion at the end and 8,000 jobs at the end, and already more than 3,500 jobs have been created already as we speak.
Osomashishini basekuhlaleni bafuna urhulumente aqinisekise ukuba kusetyenziswa abahlali kwiprojekti ezinkulu. Bathi baxhamla u30% kuphela nobekelwe bucala ngokomgaqo-nkqubo.
There is no advantage in putting aside 30% for the majority of the people. So it's a policy matter that I think government should look at and look at addressing it. Because my view is that we've got a lot of black engineers, black professionals, your environmentalists, your town planners. So there's no way that that skill is not equivalent.
Mveli zifuna uSanral akhawulezise axazulule umba wokumiswa kweproject ephakathi kwaselingeni nasemsikaba ye2.2 billion. NdinguNomzwanele Mngoma kwindaba zeSABC eBizana.
Abafundi base Kingwood College eMakhande Eastern Cape bathi balekile ukuba nezingxoxo malungana neqhaza elingabanjwa abantu besilisa ukula nodlame oluhlobene nobulili ukuze kuliwe nalesi sihlava. Labafundi bebekhuluma esifundweni sika Uyinene Mkhwetyana lapho nomvikelo omphakathi uadvocate uKholeka Gcaleka ebethula khona inkulumo.
I cannot stand here and say it is only men who have violent streaks. We women have it too. And we are perpetrators too. And because of the society that we have, men do not report it. We have become better off because we can easily report it. And the anger that it leaves in men, that they can't report gender-based violence, whether it's perpetrated by a fellow man or by the opposite sex.
If we want to move forward as like a world that's in community, we need to be in togetherness, and that masculinity doesn't necessarily mean boy or doesn't necessarily mean girl.
I found the talk very interesting, and especially the idea of the antagonistic relationship between masculinity and femininity very interesting, and the fact that as a male you have to not only embrace your masculinity but also embrace your femininity in sort of using those two in the relationship together to kind of not just have that toxic masculinity that leads to the issues such as gender-based violence.
Ibamba likaNdunankulu wase-Northwest uNono Maloyi wethembise ngokuthi uhulumeni wesifundazwe uzoqinisa kakhulu ubudlelwane bokubambisana nabaholi bezomdabu esifundazweni nokuzolekelela enhlelweni zokulethwa kwezidingo zomphakathi. Ubekhuluma eMahikeng embuthanweni wokwethulwa kwesigaba sendle abaholi bomdabu kanye nobuholi bamakhoyiseni.
UNdunankulu Maloyi uncome kakhulu iqhaza elabanjwa amakhosi nezinduna ngokuvikela umhlaba wawo ngezikhathi zikahulumeni wobandlululo njengoba ebevula ngokusemthethweni indlu yobuholi bomdabu namakhoyiseni.
As we celebrate this important milestone, we do so cognizant of the heroism and resilience displayed by our kings and queens during the struggle for liberation.
Amakhosi nezinduna esifundazweni agcizelele ukulangazelela kwawo ukusebenza ngokubambisana nohulumeni kanye nomkhakha wosomabhizinisi.
Actually, the relationship is harmonious, though here and there we still have some hurdles to cross, but we believe working together will definitely cross those hurdles. It is true that we need to come together and work together as Mahosi government and business society. As much as we appreciate that, we also want to confirm that with regard to the relationship with also municipalities.
Uhulumeni wase-Northwest uphinde wabalula nodaba lokuthuthukisa kwezindawo zasemakhaya ezakhele isifundazwe.
While there is progress that has been registered, more still needs to be done to promote rural development and encourage investment in our villages, rural and traditional communities.
Abaholi bendabuko bemukeliswe nezimoto ezintsha eziyi-17 nokubhekwe ukuthi bazisebenzisele ukuhlola ukuhlinzeka kwezidingo zomphakathi esigodini abaziholayo.
Umphakathi ongagculisekile ohlala emjondo lesikhashana eseWilberdache Chatsworth eningizimu yeTheku uthi ngeke uvote kuze kubhekwane nezinkinga zawo. Lo mphakathi uthi wabekwa kule ndawo emva kokuthenjiswa ukuthi uzokwakhelwa izindlu. Manje ukholelwa ekutheni iphathimandla azigcina ngezethembiso zazo.
Izindlu zamathini eWilberdache esezineminyaka engu-15 zikhona ziwuhlelo likahulumeni lokulindela khona empidlangweni okuqedwa kwemijondolo. Kuhlala abantu ababalelwa ku-4,000 kubalwa nomndeni owodwa wabangu-20 ekamelweni elilodwa. Kwenye indlu uthembekile emaphumulo ohlala nabantwana abathathu kuhlanganisa nokhubazekile ubalisa ngesimo sabo.
Kufile kushise kakhulu abesefikele ukudlikiza. Angikutholi nje ukuphumula, fanele ngihambe ngiyolala esibhedlela.
Umphakathi walapha uthi uyibona ungenabani njengoba uvakashelwa ngesikhathi sokhetho kuphela.
Ngelanga lokuvota akuphuma umuntu la ayekovota ngoba asisizakala.
Akufiki umuntu ozosibheka kule ndawo sihleli kuyona. Akukho noyedwa osicabangelayo.
Bashaya phansi ngonyawo bathi abazukuvota.
Awukwazi ngisho unyakaza sinabantwana abawu20 abazukulu abawu20.
So kube mhlambe bekuyindawo engcono enganjena mhlambe abantu beambulance bebezokwazi ukuthi bangene bazoyibhekela endlini ingane kunokuthi sengaze ngithwala umuntu osethuli ngiyana emgaqweni.
Njengoba sekusele ngaphezudlwana kwezinyanga ezimbili kuvotwe lo mphakathi usanethemba lokuthi kusengalithola usizo lwezindlu. Eyindabeni za SABC nginguvusi Khumalo eThekwini.
Abantu baneziqu zemfundo ephakeme kodwa abanawo umsebenzi. Lena ke inkinga ebhekene nabantu abaningi eNorthwest njengoba lesifundazwe sinezinga eliphezulu lokwentuleka kwemisebenzi. Lesifundazwe sine platinum siqhamukeke nezindlela ezahlukene zokuheha abatshali imali kuso. Kanti ucwaningo lesigamu sokugcina sonyaka odlule sitshengise ukuthi izinto azihambi kahle.
Ukwentuleka kwamathuba emisebenzi kungenye yezinkinga ezinkulu lelizwe elibhekene nazo. Unyaka nonyaka izibalo zitshengisa ukuthi isimo siyangokuba sibi kakhulu. Ukoketho Sediwo oneminyaka engama-24 oneziqu ezimbili ucela uhulumeni ukuba uvule amathuba emisebenzi.
Mentally it's breaking, you know, because you are used to being studying, like doing something, and then you just being home it's really difficult.
Eduze nakasediwo ekaMathediso Clanboy yena oneminyaka engama-35 ubudala. Unezingane ezine kanti usehlala ekhaya iminyaka engaphezulu kwe-15. Ngo-2017 waqala ibhizinisi lokudayisa ama-Russians nama-chips ukuze ekwazi ukunakekela umndeni wakhe. Kodwa akulula neze.
I started my own business at 2017. Business was slow and a lot of people are not working, especially in Maho. A lot of people are not working. Things sometimes become rotten. I throw them away.
Obambe njengondunankulu uNono Maloyi uvumile ukuthi khona inkinga yokwentuleka kwemisebenzi ngesikhathi ethula inkulumo ebhekise esifundazweni.
The Northwest BRICS Investment Conference, which was held during the BRICS Summit, and the Premier's dinner with investors, both initiatives yielded 34 investment pledges with a total value of over 104.1 billion.
Bonke laba abakulezi ibalo kulelizwe bancinca uhulumeni ukuba andise amathuba emisebenzi.
Lusephezulu uhwebo lerandi emakethe emini nje. Libiza u19 rand edoleni lasemelika libe ngu23 rand 95 cents kupondo kanti lingu20 rand 55 cents ku-euro. Ipula laseBotswana libiza u1 rand 38 cents. Isephansi inkomba yezabelo JSE. Igolide libiza $2,166 i-ounce, iplatinum yona ibiza $898 i-ounce, oil ongahluziwe ubiza $85.77 umphongolo. Mbukeli, umhlahlo wesimo sezulu uyalandela emva kwekhefu. Mbukeli, sizibeka lapho ke indaba zehora lokuqala emini kuze kube ngokuzayo usale kahle.